Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has called for national unity as he begins his third term in office. He says the time has come for the country to move beyond the election.
I stand before you deeply humbled and profoundly grateful to accept the people's mandate to once again serve as your one Prime Minister. Now, my friends, the elections are over. We must reunite and refocus on the business of the nation. The time has come where we must get over the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, put aside haughtiness and bitterness, unfold our arms, unclench our fists, retract accusatory fingers, and embrace each other. Regardless of the outcome, we must choose Jamaica.
Holness's appeal for unity comes amid concerns from the opposition PNP about irregularities in the September 3 general election. The opposition has specifically raised questions about the outcome of the election in Holness's West Central St. Andrew constituency. The Prime Minister asked opposition leader Mark Golding to recommit to making the country a republic.
I recommit to leading an inclusive and consultative government. I extend my hand to the leader of the opposition to create a space for the national interest. Mark, let us partner together to complete the work we started on making Jamaica a republic. I look forward to continuing the work with all stakeholders, the National Partnership Council, the church, unions, youth, the business community, and civil society generally. Let us all work hand in hand to build the progressive and prosperous Jamaica we all want.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. Dr. Holness was officially sworn in for a fourth time as the head of government in a ceremony at King's House this afternoon.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister emphasized the success of his past administrations.
Together we made Jamaica a story not of decline, but a story of renewal. Step by step, year by year, we worked with discipline and determination to repair the damage of decades of mismanagement and misadventures. We brought order and stability to the public finances. We cut the debt to GDP in half to now 62.4%, restored fiscal credibility and balanced budgets without imposing new taxes, created hundreds of thousands of new jobs, giving our people new opportunities to work and prosper and reduce unemployment to historic lows of 3.3%.
But he made it clear that there's much more to be done to move Jamaica towards prosperity.
As proud as I am of our achievements, I do not stand before you today to recite them as if they were the destination. What we have achieved so far has simply been to repair the breach and correct decades of mismanagement and misadventure, and undo the consequences of reckless policies that nearly broke this country. We have stabilized the ship, set the destination, and laid the foundation upon which we must build a greater vision. We are destined for more. Our people are too talented, our culture too rich, our geography too strategic, and our history too proud for us to stop short of greatness.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness, he was making his inaugural address at King's House Tuesday afternoon.
The political ombudsman is reminding political parties, candidates and their agents of tomorrow's deadline to remove election-related paraphernalia and advertisements. The political ombudsman says under the law, political representatives are required to remove all campaign materials within 14 days of a general election. The election was held on September 3. Items to be removed include posters, banners, billboards, murals, painted slogans, flags, streamers, stickers, placards and ribbons from public and private property. The Ombudsman is commending stakeholders who have commenced cleanup activities in compliance with the law. Members of the public are encouraged to assist in restoring order by reporting campaign materials left in place after tomorrow's deadline.
6 months of peace in marvelous St. Andrew came to a violent end on Monday after armed thugs murdered 2 people, including a 2-year-old child. Dead are 2-year-old Chajon Jackson and 25-year-old Kimali Powell, otherwise known as Beans, a business operator in the area. One resident claims the child was deliberately targeted as the gunmen believed the baby was related to the man they went after. Shalois Michael has the details.
The murders occurred on Grenmead Road sometime after 7 Monday evening. It's understood the toddler was in the company of 2 men when a Nissan motor car drove past them. The car then turned around, and upon reaching the spot where the victims were seated, the occupants opened gunfire, hitting all 3. It's understood Powell tried to escape, but was chased and shot several times. He collapsed, and the gunman re-entered the vehicle and drove off. The 2-year-old was reportedly shot in the neck, while Powell was hit in the chest. According to a female resident in the area, Powell was deliberately targeted.
Me hear the gunshot them. When me reach out now, me see the baby a bleed, which now the person who did the shooting thought it was his baby. And kill the baby on the spot. I think it was my grandson child, which they came for him because they bawl out and says that him and him baby.
Commanding officer for the St. Andrews South Police, SSP Damian Manderson, says the police are following every lead to bring the hoodlums to justice. He says the incident has shattered the 6 months stretch of calm in the Marvally community.
Last incident in February of this year. Since then, our police and joint activities with the stakeholders here would have brought about some level of peace and quietude, but that was shattered last night. This, we believe, is stemming from years of gang situation between top and bottom Marvally that keep resurging in spite of the work that we have put in place.
The senior lawman says a curfew will be imposed in the community.
We also want to appeal to residents to be patient with us as we impose curfews within the community in a bid to curtail the free movement of especially criminals, and to seek to work the part of the toolkit and process to restore peace and harmony in the community. As we impose a 48-hour curfew started this evening, we ask for them to work with us.
Shalois Michael for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, SSP Manderson is reiterating calls for Courtney Ashley, otherwise known as Bloodstain, to turn himself into the police. Ashley is one of St. Andrews South's most wanted.
Let me use the opportunity to make a special call out to Courtney Ashley. He goes by the name Bloodstain, Stain, Evil, Alien, Biggs, and all the other names that his cronies give him out there in the criminal underworld. We're appealing to him, and in fact, I'm being very instructive to him that wherever he is, to turn himself into the nearest police station so that the length of the law can have its course.
Senior Superintendent Damian Manderson, commanding officer for the St. Andrews South Police. Bloodstain is urged to turn himself in no later than 6 p.m. tomorrow. Anyone with information on his whereabouts should contact Crime Stop at 311 or the police emergency number 911. You're listening to the news on Nationwide at 5. We'll have more after these.